Hypnotic, magical.
Welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium for another Tufts University volleyball game. Tonight, we have the second round of the NCAA tournament, and the Tufts Jumbos are facing off against the Babson Beavers here in Cousins. The Jumbos are the host of this Medford Regional. I'm Sam Brill, joined along with Henry Stahl, the two senior duo, back on it once again, and we're really excited to bring you some great volleyball today. Henry, walk me through it.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited, Sam. I mean, both these teams dominated in their first round performance. Babson overcoming Swarthmore. They hit a lot better than they did over the course of the season, hitting below 200 throughout the regular season, but hitting that 250 mark against Swarthmore, which is really where they want to be against Tufts. Tufts, on the other hand, par for the course, hitting well over 300 against their first round opponent. So I'd like to see a lot of firepower from both teams going into this much more difficult second round matchup.
Yeah, and a lot of that, at least on the Tufts side, came from the excellence of Janelle Yarwood. But now let's take a look at the bracket and see what we're going to be looking at if either of these two teams advance. Of course, one of them will, but tomorrow either the Jumbos or the Beavers will face off against the MIT Engineers, and this MIT Engineers team has been an absolute workhorse in this regional so far.
Yeah, very expected sweep over Maine Maritime in the first round, but a little less expected against Scranton earlier today. They looked like they could go down in a few sets, but Scranton wasn't able to pull it back against this really solid MIT team, and it's going to be a tough matchup for either their new MAC rivals in Babson or the top of the NESCAC, the Tufts Jumbos, tomorrow.
Now let's bring it back to tonight's matchup, the marquee matchup between the Jumbos and the Beavers, but let's shift the focus a little bit to last night. What did the Jumbos do well, and what did the Beavers do well to make it through that big first round game?
Well, as we touched on earlier, the Tufts Jumbos hit very well. On the season, they've done well above average, but last night they were hitting .391. Nearly 40% of their attempts turned into kills, and they also blocked well, and it was a dominant performance. Johnson and Wales hit 18 in the first set, then only 13 in the second, but they did kind of claw back in that third set. Maybe Tufts, not as diligent as they wanted to be in that third and final set. Meanwhile, Babson had huge comeback victories in both their sets. They lost the race to 20 points in set 2 and 3, but went on huge runs to finish them out. So if Tufts isn't careful, they could see the Beavers take sets away even if they go up early.
That's right, Henry, and let's take a look now at some of the features for Babson and the highlights from yesterday's game. Of course, number 2, the senior Lauren McDonald, was so electric that whole way through. Henry, walk me through some of this.
Yeah, well, first up, we've got Lauren Gibbs, who is their star outside hitter, but Martina Yankovic-Chin also getting some action in as well with a pair of kills. But, of course, we can't talk about yesterday's game without talking about Lauren McDonald coming out of nowhere. She missed 5 games in the season, but she was a force to be reckoned with at the net for the Beavers. Got a pair of blocks and totaled 5 on the game. That's 3 more than anyone else on her team.
And Henry, the Beavers weren't the only ones to come out with a 3-set win. The Jumbos also played their brand of volleyball, really spread out the attack extremely well. Janelle Yarwood, of course, the beneficiary, having the most kills on the day. But now walk me through a little bit of those Tufts highlights, of course. Another big win for them as well.
Yeah, Janelle Yarwood had herself a day. She was hitting .650 on the day, 13 total kills in just 3 sets. Incredible work. That's more than 4 kills per set. But her partner on the other end, Maya Lightfoot, doing the work as well. And the whole team getting in on a defensive, scrappy possession. That's the one you need to win if you're in a close game, which I expect this to be. I don't expect a clean sweep from Tufts this time. The captain, Grace Legree, you'll see get a big block as well. And again, they use Janelle Yarwood wherever she is on the court. She's got a back row kill there. And Tufts killer with the free balls. Cora Cunningham gets herself in on the action. And don't forget about Christine Audette, the other star outside. Tufts was using them liberally throughout the entire game. and that was the finisher against Johnson and Wales, and of course, good vibes all around from the bench.
Yeah, you love to see the little bike celebration there from that Jumbos team. And now, as we get set to introduce both of these teams, let's take a look at the stats as well for both of these teams season-wide. Of course, the Jumbos 22-5 overall on the season. The Beavers 22-8, and these two teams have faced off once before.
Yeah, and in that matchup, it was very one-sided. I mean, Tufts in the clean sweep over Babson, but the big story there is Babson was without their star setter, Izzy Siebold. Siebold was awarded first team all NUMAC just the other day, and they'll love to have her back in their second matchup against Tufts this season. Also, from the hitting line, Tufts, a much better hitting team than Babson, much more efficient. They hit over the 200 clip, whereas Babson has struggled all game. And they also struggled against Swarthmore, too, despite their dominant victory. They're a much smaller team at the net, at least in terms of in position. And I expect Tufts to really have their way blocking unless Lauren McDonald is able to have another great game for the Beavers.
And Henry, these two teams faced off October 22nd, now November 11th. Both of these teams looking a little bit different. Babson was on a cold streak entering the game, and the Jumbos were on the up and up, of course, taking the NESCAC championship. Babson losing the NUMAC championship to MIT, which could be their next round opponent. So both of these teams on different trajectories at this point in the season, and of course, anything can happen here in the NCAA tournament. It's a brand new one and done type of situation for both of these teams, and Henry, both of these teams have been here before. Let's take a look now at the history of the NCAA tournament for both of these teams.
Yeah, both have had very similar success. Fun fact, the last time both of these teams were in the Elite Eight, they both got knocked out by Wisconsin Eau Claire. That was Tufts just last year when they had a huge upset over the number one seeded Johns Hopkins team. But for the Beavers, it was a few years ago. Of course, 2020 was that COVID year, so no tournament. But back in 2018, they made the Elite Eight. And the past few years, they've gotten knocked out right here where they are today in the round of 32. So something's got to change for the Beavers if they want to make it to that coveted Sweet 16 for a chance at their NUMAC rivals in MIT.
And two incredibly storied programs here with Tufts and Babson, and two incredibly strong leaders as well in number 6, Grace Legree, and Lauren McDonald, number 2 for the Beavers. Walk me through this feature matchup for today.
Yeah, Grace Legree yesterday, 4 kills, just 2 blocks, but she does more on the court than you could ever know. Such a big leader for her team. The second-year captain is going to have to match up with Lauren McDonald on the other side, who was injured, missed 10 games over the course of the season, but she's back to her tip-top form. Got 5 blocks on the day, 8 kills. That was tied for second on her team yesterday. And it'll be a really big matchup to watch right at the front of the net.
That's right, Henry. And both of these two players had extremely strong nights yesterday as well. Legree with 4 kills, 2 blocks, and a 300 hit percentage, while Lauren McDonald had 8 kills, 5 blocks, and a 353 hit percentage. Legree leads her team in blocks, led the NESCAC in hit percentage at the end of the season. Lauren McDonald also an incredible player for this Babson Beavers team, and we're really excited to watch them go at it tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited, Sam. These teams both have something to prove. Tufts wants to get back to where they were last year. They were underdogs. They beat the regional hosts in Johns Hopkins last year, but this time they are the hosts. The expectation is to go all the way and make it to the Elite Eight. Can't have anything going Babson's way. The Beavers, on the other hand, want another shot at MIT, and I expect them to take at least one set off the favorites in the Jumbos.
Now both of these teams sending their starters out onto the floor. For the Jumbos, it's going to be Janelle Yarwood, Cora Cunningham, Riley Farragher, Christine Audette, Steph Lee, Maddie Yu, and Grace Legree. Of course, that's 7, so one will be sitting to start, and that one will be the libero in Steph Lee. On the Babson side, it's going to be Lauren McDonald, Martina Yankovic-Chin, Lulu McShane, and a couple more whose numbers we can't see right now, but we're expecting to see Izzy Siebold, Roz Cabuena, Isabella Allen, Lauren Gibbs, maybe Lauren McDonald. And Yankovic-Chin takes a seat first. So out there it's going to be Gibbs, Sophia Shaw, Roz Cabuena, Lauren McDonald, Izzy Siebold, and Lulu McShane.
And you do see in the matchup, we will get the Lauren McDonald versus Grace Legree in this rotation. Both middles in to start.
Maddie Yu to kick things off here. Her first serve is up and over, but received well. Babson setting up that outside attack, but blocked. Audette will have the first try, but that's blocked as well. Handled by Babson. They'll send it to the outside for Allen. Yu digs it out. Farragher with a swing. And that's out of the reach of Siebold, and the Jumbos win the first point.
No surprise there. Maddie Yu takes the first ball, so Steph Lee has to set it. She had 8 assists yesterday, so Tufts very comfortable being out of system.
Yu, nice serve, but handled by Babson to the outside for McShane. Legree for Audette. Not a great swing, though, and into the net. Babson back on the board, side out for them.
Tufts going to have to come down on the hitting errors if they want to beat these Beavers. Can't give them 3 points.
Now Cabuena, the first serve for Babson. And Legree from the middle finds the floor. Nice, efficient attack with Grace Legree.
That's where the star power of first-team All-NESCAC setter Maddie Yu comes in. She's way off the net, but still able to find her middles. That's rare talent.
And really a beautiful pass from Maddie Yu. Already reached 1,000 assists on her career, despite only playing 2 years, and Babson's going to give the Jumbos a free ball. To Legree in the middle. She tools the block, and Siebold can't handle it. Another point for the Jumbos.
We saw it in the pregame highlights. We're seeing it now. When the free ball comes their way, the Jumbos are the best in the business.
Now Audette to serve. Audette struggled with her service errors, but puts that one up and over. Nice strong hit dug out by Babson. Little joust. Now Yarwood from the front, but she sends that one wide. And Babson with the side out.
Couldn't quite get it. Yarwood wants that set all the way over on the pin, but she had to come in. Got to keep those in. That's another hitting error out of bounds.
Now to serve, it's going to be Lynon Weber. Now one into the net, a service error from Babson and a free point for the Jumbos.
Steph Lee is a very creative server for the Jumbos.
She leads the team in digs as well. That serve up and over. Babson handles it to the outside to Allen. And the touch from Audette will give Babson the point. And Henry, as we said already, this first set's pretty close. A lot of intensity on both sides. Only a 4-3 score, but we can feel it up here.
Right, and so far it's tough to see who's winning the battle at the net. The Jumbos getting a block down, but Babson still swinging strong and no errors from them.
Tatum Stelter the serve. The outside for Yarwood. And the nice block out of the reach of Steph Lee. Jumbos can't handle it, and it's going to be Stelter back to serve again. She leads her team in service aces.
You could see it in her jump. Yarwood wanted that a bit further off the net, reaching a bit too much, and gets blocked.
Audette handles. Farragher. Babson gives the Jumbos a free ball. To the outside for Farragher. Nice swing, but blocked. Audette with the pass. Yarwood with the crafty finish.
And that's the difference maker right there, the out-of-system plays. The Jumbos are working very well off that. Outside assist from Christine Audette to her fellow outside and Yarwood. Nice easy tip over.
And coming in is Zoe Gregory and Maya Lightfoot. Maya Lightfoot and outside coming in for Farragher, and Gregory in for Maddie Yu. Serves up and over. And a nice strong hit from the middle there from the Beavers.
Great work again from Lauren Gibbs. Missed quite a few games in the middle of the season, 5 in total, but was able to come back and get first-team all-conference honors.
Now Lauren Gibbs, the 6'2" junior from Orlando, Florida. And Audette reading that nicely, out of bounds. A service error from Gibbs.
That was Tufts who had the service errors, 12 of them last game, which might have cost them. Let JWU come in close.
Strong serve from Yarwood gives the Jumbos a nice free ball. Audette putting it down.
Great confidence from Audette. Sometimes you just want to take those, get it right back to your setter. But she's able to get up there, slam it home for the point.
Yarwood's knuckleball serve up and over. Steph Lee reading that strong attack, but Cora Cunningham in the middle. Another point for the Jumbos.
That's the indicator of a really nice hit ball. Number 6 for Babson, unable to get hands on it.
Yarwood's serve is up and over. Handled by Babson. An attack from Yankovic-Chin, but just wide, and Steph Lee reads it for another Jumbo point.
Yankovic-Chin led her team with 11 kills last time. They're going to look to her to get up in this game.
Yarwood's serve handled by the Beavers. And another strong hit there from Yankovic-Chin. Well out, though, and the Jumbos will go on a little mini run here. They lead 10-5.
You can see it in Yankovic-Chin's approach. She's running more than jumping. You can tell she's off base with her setter.
A short serve from Yarwood, but just out of the reach of Gregory on the attack from Babson. They'll side out. It's going to be Siebold back to serve for the Beavers.
Probably not what they had planned for that point, but Gregory caught off guard.
Siebold's serve into the net, and another service error for the Beavers. Not what they wanted here to try and claw back in this first set. Still early, though, 11-6, the Jumbos lead.
They are going to be glad to have Siebold in the back row now. That means 3 hitters up at the net in their 5-1 rotation.
Cora Cunningham back to serve. That one up and over. Nice set, but handled by Yarwood. Lightfoot able to handle the pass. And that attack out of bounds. But on the tip from the Jumbos, falls for the Beavers.
So far, we haven't seen either team really get in sync with their hitters. A lot of missed time jumps, everything going a little bit deep. We'll see who makes the adjustment first to get their setters and hitters on the same page, and I expect that team to take the first set.
Now Sophia Shaw back to serve for the Beavers, 5'7" from California. Nice attack for Grace Legree, and the beautiful slide play finds the floor off the hit from Sophia Shaw, just out of her reach.
The Jumbos are known for their hitting creativity. As soon as they get a good pass, Zoe Gregory knows she's got the X with Maya Lightfoot coming in through the middle, but Grace Legree sneaks around the back and gets the point.
Maddie Yu back in the game for the Jumbos. Serve from her. McShane on the hit, but dug out by Yu. Audette hitting from well off the net. Nice hit from Babson, but mishit from Isabella Allen comes out of bounds. Jumbos with another point. They lead 13-7, and it's going to force Coach Eric Neely in his 12th season as the head coach of the Beavers to call a timeout.
Crucial timeout, down 6, middle of the set. Going to want to stop this Jumbos momentum. Historically, they have not been a good first set team, though this season they've really gotten back on the same page. Coach Cora Thompson was awarded Coach of the Year in the NESCAC. We got a comment from her. She said, hey, not Coach of the Year, Staff of the Year. It's really a great program for these Tufts Jumbos. They've had some great history, haven't missed the NCAA championship since 2018. None of these players were on the roster back then.
That's right, Henry, and Coach Cora Thompson really knows how to build a program. She does it year in and year out, and despite a large graduating class of seniors, this team will still be in excellent hands. Of course, you have the junior Farragher, Audette, and on the floor, Maddie Yu as well. Maddie Yu, a captain of this Jumbo squad. This team really runs deep.
Absolutely, and you know what? Last year we saw the legendary Kate Dessler graduate, and the question was, who's going to replace her? And the answer, Janelle Yarwood has stepped up to the plate.
Nice serve from Maddie Yu. Babson unable to handle it. The Jumbos win another point on the ace from Maddie Yu. And Henry, let's talk a little bit more about how excellent Janelle Yarwood has been, not just on the floor, but in the classroom as well. A pre-med student really takes a lot out of you after the service error from Maddie Yu, the first of the day for the Jumbos. Takes a lot out of you to be a pre-med student. You know, you got to study for the MCAT. There's a lot that you have to do off the court.
You would know.
There's a lot that you have to do off the court to be excellent, and she's really done it all for the Jumbos here.
Absolutely. She's clearly disciplined and shown off. The work has paid off for her team.
Audette with the beautiful, beautiful swing, and it finds the floor for the Jumbos. They lead 15-8 here in the first set, and of course, trying to win that first point out of the timeout, and Coach Neely unable to shift the momentum with it. Audette the serve. To the middle. Nice dig from Maddie Yu. Yarwood with a little finesse. Babson sets up their attack for Allen. Steph Lee will put it deep into Babson territory, but another swing from them blocked. Lee handles it. Yarwood with the swing, blocked. The Jumbos handle it. Free ball for Babson. It's over. Audette, the nice pass to Yarwood, who swings. It's blocked. A great point here. McShane puts it over, and it's out. The Jumbos winning this long battle and have doubled up the Beavers here in the first set. They lead 16-8.
Great work from both teams. McShane makes the final error, and it's costly. Steph Lee had a great cover and a few great second touches there as well.
Now Audette with another strong serve. McShane puts it over. In the middle for Grace Legree, and she finds the floor and jumps out the gym.
The dynamic duo gets her bench off their feet as well. Grace Legree finds that every time. How about the hustle from Maddie Yu, though, to get under that ball?
A really excellent job by Maddie Yu. Babson now trying to set up their offense. Allen unable to do so, and the Jumbos win another point. They lead 18-8, and another timeout on the way from Coach Neely.
We talked about the hitting errors from Babson going into this game, and that's not going to help them there. They're shooting themselves in the foot right now. If you want to keep a close game, which this is not thus far, you've got to make Tufts make the errors instead of yourself. Get the ball over, no matter the cost, even if they're softer touches. Yes, you've got to be scared of that free ball from Tufts. They utilize it so well, but at the end of the day, you have a much better chance of getting the point if you're able to keep the ball in on the Jumbo side.
And Henry, this first set looking eerily similar to the first one that the Jumbos played with the Babson. In their first matchup, the Beavers hit 0.063% in that matchup, hitting .048 here today. Jumbos really coming out with the firepower in this one-and-done matchup here in the NCAA tournament. Babson still huddling up with their team as Christine Audette will be back to serve, but the Jumbos have really done a good job about limiting their errors. Babson with 3 service errors, the Jumbos only with 1.
Right, and the big question coming in was, is Izzy Siebold going to be the factor that brings Babson back into this after she missed their first game earlier this year against Tufts? So far, she has not stepped up to the plate.
And now Audette getting ready to go for the Jumbos. It's up and over. They'll set up their attack through the middle, but read by Steph Lee. Yarwood with the swing. Yu with the pass to the middle. Legree nicely blocked there by Lauren Gibbs. Babson now wins that first point out of their second timeout.
Legree really wanted that one. You could see her had the blocker in her peripheral vision, tried to go the other way, this time to the left side of the court because the right side was closed off too far towards that right pin.
Now Lynon Weber to serve. It's up and over. Nicely received by Audette, but Maddie Yu unable to get on the other end of it.
Rare receiving error from Christine Audette. Out of the outside hitters, she is generally the most solid in the back court. Expect her to come back from that.
Lynon Weber serve right at Audette again. Maddie Yu for Farragher, and she finds the floor out of the reach of Roz Cabuena.
A mistake was made. They thought they had a target in Christine Audette. They go right back to her. She puts a perfect pass on her setter, leads to a point from Farragher.
Steph Lee coming quickly. Beavers setting up their offense. Nice slide there from Gibbs. Audette from the back row. Outside for Allen. Dug out by Audette. Nice pass to the middle. In the middle, that's Gibbs. And a great point here. Both teams hustling. They both want it. Allen, the swing. Audette digging it out. And Audette trying to put it over, but unable to do so. Maddie Yu almost went into the front row of that scorer's table. Christina Audette trying to get on the other end of it, but Babson winning the point.
Great work from Isabella Allen. Had plenty of swings that point. Weren't able to get it to her too much yesterday, but clearly they've made a concerted effort to fix that. She has about as many attempts as she did kills from yesterday.
Stelter with the serve. The Jumbos unable to handle it. Maddie Yu trying to just put it over. Babson now clawing back into this one. Tatum Stelter leads the team in aces, and a really great one from her there.
Clearly they like going to Audette with these serves.
Audette on the receive. Farragher the swing. Takes it easy. Babson to the outside for Yankovic-Chin. Maddie Yu reads it. Lee to the outside for Yarwood, who swings right into the blocks. Wins the point for the Jumbos. Maya Lightfoot and Zoe Gregory coming back into this one for Farragher and Yu.
Sometimes not the hardest hitter on the team, but definitely the most technically sound. Janelle Yarwood knows exactly where to go when the block's up like that.
Now Gregory the serve. Received by Babson. Yankovic-Chin, the strong swing, but right into the steady arms of Maya Lightfoot.
Maya Lightfoot injecting some energy into this offense. Great block by her. She's really dangerous, can lock down the best hitter on the opposing team.
Gregory's serve is up and off the tape. She digs it out, free ball for Babson. Audette on the other end of it to the middle for Cora Cunningham. Not a great pass from Zoe Gregory, though. And Babson takes that one.
Gregory taps her chest, says, that one's my bad.
Now Gibbs. Looking to get something going here for the Beavers. It's up and over for her. Janelle Yarwood, little crafty finish from her, and Babson reading the swing. The official with a call. It's going to be a Babson point. Looked like Janelle Yarwood stepping just a little bit too far.
Yeah, very rare call. Couldn't quite get eyes on it, but got to stay disciplined, maybe a bit different. Hitting from the right side, doesn't swap with Maya Lightfoot in this rotation on the first set.
Gibbs leads her team in blocks and is second on their team in kills. Puts it up and over. Yarwood, the good swing. Beavers handle, but give the Jumbos a free ball. Gregory, the nice slide from Cora Cunningham off a blocker. And another point for the Jumbos. Janelle Yarwood will be back to serve for them.
The Jumbos always switching it up. Last time they got a free ball, you could see the X going to the right side in the middle. This time, the middle on the right side.
Yarwood's serve is up and over. A free ball for the Jumbos. To the middle for Cunningham, but right into the block, and Lauren McDonald sending it right down.
A tone setter for Lauren McDonald. 5 blocks yesterday. She's going to have to be big for her team in order to shift the momentum in the trenches for the Beavers.
Lily McShane coming in for the Beavers as Siebold is back to serve. It's up and over, but out of bounds, and the Jumbos on the service error win the point. They lead 23-15, just 2 to go to take this first set.
It seemed close throughout the middle, but the Jumbos slowly, steadily increasing their lead 1 point at a time.
Cora Cunningham's serve is up and over. And a nice little weak hit there from Yankovic-Chin. Looked like it was off her fingers on the full swing for a little bit of finesse. Finds the floor for the Beavers and a side out for them.
Yeah, Christine Audette, that's her ball to get. Caught a little off guard by the changeup, intentional or no.
Now Sophia Shaw Set back to serve for the Beavers. And another service error for Babson, really killing them in this first set. That's their 5th.
Not saying they would be tied, but they'd definitely be a little closer if Babson were able to catch up on these errors. You can see it's all about communication now. Keeping your hopes up. They're probably going to drop this set, but the next one is wide open.
Nice serve from Mathieu. McDonald trying to set the tone. Audette, the good swing. To the outside for Allen. And a nice swing from her finds the floor for the Beavers. Another point for them.
Great work by the Beavers. Get some momentum going back your way. They know they can swing on the block. Can't be too scared, especially with Farragher in instead of Lightfoot.
Now Cabuena serve, handled by Audette. To the middle for Legree. To the outside for Audette. Through the block. The Beavers handle and set it up. That was McShane. Yu gives them a free ball. Beavers setting it up to McShane, who swings and off the touch of Janelle Yarwood out of bounds, and a point for Babson.
Great long point win from Babson. Stayed disciplined, no errors. Let Tufts make the mistake.
And a lot of defense on both sides. Jumbo's only hitting 171 in this first set. To the outside, it's Audette. Little finesse, nice play from Cabuena to keep it alive. Good swing from the Beavers. Audette now. Handled by Babson. Jumbos get a free ball. Farragher on the swing, but it's blocked. Mathieu to the outside for Audette. Blocked by Babson. Allen on the swing, and Janelle Yarwood lets it go, but it finds that line, skips right off of it for another Babson point. Jumbo struggling to close out this first set.
Babson has made the correct adjustments. Lauren Gibbs anchoring them on defense, gets the block up, just keeps the ball in play, and let your big middle do the work.
Now Cabuena, handled by the Jumbos. The middle for Farragher. Don't see her there a whole lot, but Lauren Gibbs off of her arms, and the Jumbos take the first set.
Gibbs can only do so much. First team all NUMAC, but a solo block on the first set of the point. Not going to bode well against these Jumbos.
And let's walk you through some first set statistics now. The Jumbos, of course, taking it 25-19. Jumbos had 14 kills to Babson's 9. Both teams with 6 attack errors. 40 total attacks for the Jumbos, 38 for the Beavers. And, of course, we always look at that hit percent to see where the two are at in terms of their offensive efficiency. The Jumbos at 175 and the Beavers at 79, which is pretty impressive considering they were at a flat 0 for a good amount of that set, Henry.
Right, alarmingly low for both teams through that first set. Small sample size, but make of that what you will. It's been a great blocking day from both teams. Babson found out in the last few points of that set a little too late. But as long as they're able to keep their hits soft and keep them in, they can look to Lauren Gibbs. They can look to the other Lauren, McDonald, many Laurens on this team, to anchor them on defense. Just let your blockers do the work. Keep the hits in. The Jumbos, on the other hand, are going to need to be a little bit more creative. You can see them. They were on the X's. They were on the right sides throughout the middle. But at this level of play, technicality or technical prowess is not going to get you points. You have to find difficult spots on the net, and Janelle Yarwood is going to be key to bringing this game home for the Jumbos.
And a real bright spot for that Jumbos team was Mathieu in that first set. 6 assists for her. Really excellent job from Mathieu all around. A service ace for her as well, but a service error, and the Jumbos have really tried to limit that. Yesterday, Jumbos with 12 service errors, only 1 in the first set. Certainly a good indicator on their focus, at least post-game yesterday.
Right, the two keys to this game were Tufts were with the service errors. They're keeping that down. But Babson, they had more than 15 hitting errors yesterday and now on pace to even break that with 6 on the day today. Definitely want to keep that down.
And Henry, the Jumbos have also done a pretty good job individually. I wouldn't say so much collectively as a team, but Grace Legree has really been the answer for them with the attacks. 6 total attacks, 1 error, but 4 kills. That's a 500 hit percentage for Legree. Riley Farragher has also been great for them. She's got 3 kills on 7 attempts. Otherwise, it's been pretty stagnant in terms of Tufts offense. Yarwood hasn't found the floor the same way that she has in previous games. 10 total attempts and 3 errors with only 2 kills, so she's in the negatives right now. But that's what's so amazing about this Jumbos team, is that when one player's cold, they spread the wealth.
Right, the benefit of running the 6-2 as well, always have hitters. And the tail of the tape, or the stat sheet, will tell you Cora Cunningham is having less of a day than Grace Legree, but I would say that's more so their setters. Maddie Yu is in for more rotations with Grace than she is with Cora. And Zoe Gregory has been struggling so far, the only first year on the court for the Jumbos.
Henry really excited for this second set. Jumbos, of course, took the first one, 25-19. Babson will serve first here. It's going to be Sophia Shaw to get things going for the Beavers. Shaw's serve up and over, but handled by the Jumbos. They send it to the outside for Audette. Blocked by Babson. They'll set up their own attack. McShane on the swing. But not a great receive from Tufts. And a point for the Beavers here, setting the tone early in the second set.
Babson has been serving hard in this first set. It has resulted in 5 errors, but when they do get it in, Tufts is a little caught off guard. Neither Lee nor Audette able to get good passes in.
And a nice strong serve and a crafty pass from Maddie Yu, but Babson just getting a hand underneath it. They'll set up their attack to the middle. That's McDonald. And Audette putting it over somehow, some way. In the middle. Once again for Lauren McDonald, and just barely kicks off that line. Another point for Babson. They lead early 2-0.
2 errors you rarely see from Steph Lee there. Sent the ball directly over on one and sent one nearly into the net. Couldn't let her offense get a good hit in.
Another serve from Shaw into the net, and another service error for the Beavers. They've really burned them so far here.
Yeah, 6 on the day, and that might just be the game plan. Sometimes you'll take a lot more errors in order to serve hard and keep these easy passes out of the Jumbos' way.
A strong swing right through the block from Lulu McShane, and the early side out for Babson. They lead 3-1 as Lauren Gibbs trots in the game for Lauren McDonald.
Babson hasn't proved they can hit down the line yet, but Tufts blocks it, and Lulu McShane will take the cross-court swing every time.
Now Cabuena. Her serve's up and over. To the middle for Legree. Cabuena just underneath it, and the free ball for the Jumbos. They'll give it to the Jumbos will win the point.
Right, easy double call. You can see the ball spinning all over, and there you can see Tufts handled the serve very nicely, got a good middle set, and were dangerous on offense.
To the outside for McShane. Steph Lee getting underneath it. Maddie Yu pushing it deep in Babson territory, but they'll set up their attack to the block, and it falls for the Jumbos. Another excellent block from Tufts.
That's what Tufts has been looking for. 6 blocks against Swarthmore, a little lower than their average.
In the middle there, nice attack from Lauren Gibson. It finds the floor.
It's been all middles all day. Those have been the key factors so far. Gibbs and McDonald for the Beavers, and Legree and Cunningham on the tough side of the net.
And Leinenweber in now for the Beavers. Jumbos will send it to Yarwood. A block and over. Farragher on the swing, tools the block and out of bounds for the Jumbos.
It is going to be key. Lauren McDonald carried them blocking yesterday against a much smaller Swarthmore team, but Tufts is very efficient hitting, and that doesn't come from having much bigger players. It comes from having very technically sound players.
Zoe Gregory's serve is up and over, but a rare mistake from Roz Cabuena, the 5-foot defensive specialist and today's libero for Babson.
Zoe Gregory, the future of this Jumbos team. She can do it all.
And another excellent serve from Zoe Gregory and another ace for the Jumbos. Zoe Gregory absolutely killing it from behind the line. Or should I say acing it?
Absolutely. She's got more than 30 throughout the regular season, but she does have more errors than aces, so still wants to keep it in.
Nice serve from Gregory, handled by Babson. An outside attack on the slide from Gibbs. And out of the reach of Steph Lee, it's going to be a Babson point. Tipped by Lee. Audette couldn't get there. Jumbos lead now 6-5 after the strong serves from Zoe Gregory.
Good slide call from Babson. Switching it up. We haven't seen that one today. Gibbs, with her height, able to launch off 1 foot and set it to a good spot.
Now Stelter. The nice serve, but out of bounds, and another service error from the Beavers. Henry, you're right. The Beavers have really gone hard and fast with those serves and have struggled to keep it in. 7 service errors. Yarwood serve up and over. Stelter handling it. And a strong swing from Yankovic-Chin off the touch from the Jumbos will be a point for the Beavers.
This is just great volleyball on both sides. Not a lot of clean kills from great blocking teams, but off the hands, tooling the block, playing smart, making sure your hits are in.
Zoe Gregory jousting for it. Getting over the net was Lauren McDonald, finding the floor for the Beavers.
That's the key to the game plan. Hard serves, make it a tough set. That's where Babson gets their advantage. Tie game.
Now Gibbs back to serve once again. It's up and over. The Jumbos struggling with that serve receive once again. Audette off her arms. And the Beavers take the lead here in this second.
They take the good with the bad. A lot of errors on the day, but plenty of aces too.
And that's their 4th ace of the day. Gibbs, her serve up and over. Nice hit from Audette. Blocked. The Beavers handle in the middle for McDonald. Outside for Maya Lightfoot, dug out by Babson. And Zoe Gregory getting on the other end of it. Free ball for the Beavers, finds the floor. The Beavers taking a 2-point lead here. They lead 7-9 here in the second set.
Yep, Jumbos had another touch on there. Should have sent it to the corners, but instead Babson will gladly take the free point.
Gibbs' serve off the tape. Gregory to the outside. Cora Cunningham on the slide finds the floor for the Jumbos.
I'm willing to say that's a mistake on the placement of that serve. They definitely don't want to go to Steph Lee. She's so solid in the backcourt, and that's going to lead to a lot of points for the Jumbos.
Now floor getting a little slick. Of course, both teams playing super hard. Probably a little sweaty, and you know when you dive for the ball, a little bit of sweat's going to get on the floor. So a little stoppage of play to mop up the slippery spots.
Yeah, tie court is notorious for getting slippy, unfortunately. We'll see a lot of towels come out throughout the day.
Now Cunningham, her serve is up and over-received by Babson. Yankovic-Chin with the swing. Free ball from Yarwood off the tape. Jumbo's getting lucky. Maya Lightfoot the swing. But the Beavers setting up to the middle for McDonald and a block from Audette and Legree. Jumbo's winning the point there.
Big block from the Jumbos, but it started with a mistake from Izzy Siebold, the setter. She was not close enough to the net to get the surefire kill. And if it's your first touch, you need to know that you can get the kill with 100% certainty if you're going to send it right back over. She should have kept the ball in play, let her offense set up, and get a good hit over.
Now Cunningham set to serve once again. Handled by Leinenweber. Nice hit in the middle. Grace Legree covers herself. Lightfoot, the swing. Yankovic-Chin putting it over. Audette on the swing. To the outside for Yankovic-Chin. Yarwood from the back row. Free ball, Christine Audette winning it at the net.
Oh, the Jumbos maybe getting away with a double. Cora Cunningham is serving. That means Steph Lee is out. And she had to set that ball. May have been a double. But they play hard, get away with it, and get the point.
Strong swing there. Ball don't lie for Martina Yankovic-Chin. She puts a little extra hurt behind that one.
Absolutely. The senior Yankovic-Chin out from Croatia, setting the tone for her team, saying we got to keep swinging into these blocks no matter how imposing they are.
Lightfoot off the little pin. Babson will take it away. You know, Henry, sometimes I wish we had like a little StatCast type of deal because we've seen some incredibly hard-hit balls today. Martina Yankovic-Chin putting some extra hurt behind the previous one. And another service error for Babson. That's their 8th on the day.
Another turning point. Babson was very successful in going on long runs against Swarthmore yesterday. They had 2 runs of 7 or more points unanswered, but that's not going to happen if you're serving into the net.
Maddie Yu, the serve for the Jumbos. Outside for Yankovic-Chin. Audette, the swing. Maddie Yu underneath it. Farragher gets through the block.
Smart play from Steph Lee. She knew where her hitter was. Didn't try to get too fancy, too close to the net. Keeps it off. Trusts Farragher to keep it in play and is rewarded for it.
New serve handled by the Beavers. They set it up to the outside for Yankovic-Chin. Yankovic-Chin kicking it off that back line at Yarwood in dismay. But the Beavers have tied it up at 12 here in the second set.
That's the difference maker right now, Yankovic-Chin. And we're going to see her exit the court right now as the rotation goes their way. Jumbos looking to capitalize, maybe get a few more blocks in.
Serve is up and over for the Beavers. Farragher on the swing and finds the floor. It was Izzy Siebold unable to handle it from the back row. And now Christine Audette back to serve.
We already mentioned it, but the Jumbos are dangerous from everywhere on the court. Farragher, Lightfoot, Yarwood, you name it, everyone can hit.
Another strong swing from Babson, but Maddie Yu underneath it. No one underneath the pass, though, and Babson taking the point and the lead here in this second set. Pardon me, I jumped the gun. 13 all. Now Roz Cabuena back to serve for the Beavers. Her serve's up and over. And Farragher trying to pass it over on the rough set from Maddie Yu. Babson will take the lead.
You see it again. Tufts passes just a little too far into the net. Expect them to adjust, get them nice and high. They're going to be off the net, but they'll keep them in.
Yarwood, the strong swing. Shaw digging it out, and Shaw will give the Jumbos a free ball. Janelle Yarwood from the middle on Grace Legree's fake slide.
Every time, Sam, you saw Grace Legree go up with a quick one. Maddie Yu decided not to take it. Instead goes to Yarwood. Straight cash from the Jumbos.
Now Steph Lee's serve up and over. And Yarwood trying to put that one over on one, unable to do so. And a rare mistake there from Janelle Yarwood at the net.
Yeah, overcorrected. Tried to get it into that empty corner. That's the right play, but just couldn't execute.
Now Leinenweber from Neptune Beach, Florida. Puts it up and over. And Audette reading it all the way out. Jumbos have tied it up.
Much closer set this time. Babson has really figured it out with their serves. The Jumbos have failed to get in system. When they do, they find the kills, but Babson has made sure to make it very difficult for them.
And Henry, largely because the Jumbos' hit percentage has trended way down and Babson's trended way up. Another strong swing from the Beavers. That was Isabella Allen, but a better block from the Jumbos. they'll take another point and a lead here at 16-15. Jumbo's hit percentage down to just under 160. Babson 177. Zoe Gregory's serve is into the net, and another costly service error for the Jumbos. That's only their second of the day, though. Well, cutting that figure from 12 last night.
Right, they've really improved in that regard. Clearly, they have opposite strategies from the serving end. Babson will serve hard and take the errors in stride, but the Jumbos want to keep this ball in play because they believe they're the better team when the rally goes long.
Yarwood, the nice serve receive. Zoe Gregory getting it to Cunningham on the slide, but a point for the Beavers as Cunningham's hit is wide. The Beavers have taken the lead back from the Jumbos. They lead 17-16. It's getting late here in the second set and still super close. Another serve from Stelter. Lightfoot, beautiful swing, just out of the reach of Olivia Leinenweber, and it didn't look like she wanted to be on the receiving end of that.
Rumor has it Maya Lightfoot holds the record for highest vertical for a female athlete at Tufts, and looking at that, I believe it.
Jumbos to the outside for Audette, blocked by the Beavers. Babson just getting a little bit higher. Lauren Gibbs, the block, and the Beavers with the point. They lead 18-17, and Henry, I can confirm the rumors are true. I've been in that weight room. I've seen her name atop the leaderboard. Maya Lightfoot could be big here for the Jumbos in this second set. The receive from Audette to the middle for Lightfoot, but just too low on the pass. Lightfoot unable to get underneath and get it over. And Coach Cunningham's going to call a timeout here, talk things over with her Jumbo squad.
Again, we're seeing the offense stall out when Zoe Gregory is asked to lead it. The first year has been great all season next to her more experienced partner, Maddie Yu. But sometimes she can't hit those difficult sets. That time trying to go to the back row to Maya Lightfoot, just not in sync. And Babson is being rewarded for it, taking the lead 2 up late in the second set.
Coach Cunningham clearly, Coach Cora Thompson firing up her squad once again, getting real animated in that huddle. Coach Neely doing the same for the Beavers. The Beavers sitting behind a 2-point lead here. They are trailing, though, 1 set to love. And, of course, that first point out of the timeout, we talked about it earlier, but really crucial. The Jumbos are going to want to take that to stymie some of this momentum.
Big point right here. 2-point lead doesn't seem too big, but as we're nearing 20 points from both teams, it's a big gap to span. Tufts has to get some on the board now. Babson, on the other hand, was known for their comeback wins. This is the most comfortable they've been in both days.
Jumbo's notorious for winning the race to 21 as well. Of course, they trail by 2 here late in this set. And once again, tie court getting a little slick. So the Jumbos will towel off the court as Lauren Gibbs gets set to serve. Maybe icing the server a wee bit. Gibbs' serve. It's up. Handled by Audette. The pass from Gregory to Yarwood in the back row. And Gibbs unable to get underneath it. And a point for the Jumbos on the kill from Yarwood.
Good timeout adjustment. Just get it to your best hitter in Yarwood, even if she's in the back row.
Now Cora Cunningham. Her serve is up, but into the net, and the Beavers take the point on the brutal service error.
Very difficult for the Jumbos, especially since they were so successful in that rotation. Cora Cunningham went on a bit of a run earlier in this set when she was up to serve.
Now Siebold could be the difference for Babson. Her serve's up and over, but well long, and the Jumbos read it for another service error for Babson. Farragher and Maddie Yu re-entering for Lightfoot and Zoe Gregory. Maddie Yu leads the team in assists, second on the team in digs. Her serve is up and over. To the middle, McShane tried to put it over. And Audette getting the attack going for the Jumbos. We're all tied up at 20 here.
That's about as in system as you can get if you're the Jumbos. Very nice clean set, even if it's just to the outside. They find a lot of success with Audette or Yarwood.
And a free ball for the Jumbos. Grace Legree finding the floor. Jumbos struggled to execute that play twice in this set already, but Legree getting it done.
Speaking of verticals, Legree's got one of her own. She's got bunnies strapped to her feet.
Strong hit. Farragher underneath it. Almost hits a camera. Riley Farragher trying to do everything for the Jumbos. Respect the hustle, but just a little bit too far out of bounds. And now Sophia Shaw gets set to serve for Babson.
Yeah, Babson has found a lot of success going cross-court, especially when they find the setter with the first touch. I'd like to see Tufts bring the block in, take the cross-court away.
Sophia Shaw, the strong serve. Farragher gives them a free ball. Babson to the outside. McShane off the block, and Babson takes the lead 22-21.
We talk about the Jumbo's success with those free balls, but Babson, good work of their own. When you give any team of that caliber a free pass, it's more often than not going to turn into points.
Steph Lee, the nice serve receive. Audette finds the floor, beautifully done off a little bit of a pass far to the outside, just out of the reach of Siebold. The Jumbos get the serve back. It's going to be Audette. We're all tied up at 22 here in Cousins. In this second set, Jumbos lead 1-0. Audette's serve is up and over. Handled by the Beavers to the outside for McShane. Little roll shot. Mathieu to the outside for Farragher. Handled by the Beavers. Over on two. Looked like it was going out, but the Jumbos play it. Yarwood on the swing. Right through the block. Babson. They'll put it over. Another free ball. Put deep. Mathieu to the middle for Yarwood. Babson gives the Jumbos another free ball. Farragher. Nice save there. Really great point here. Allen, the swing. Yarwood swings right through the block. Babson now setting up. McShane puts it deep. Looked like it was going out again, but Audette plays it. Yarwood puts it over off the net. Babson with the free ball. Allen on the swing, but into the net, and the Jumbos win the marathon of a point.
That's the big one coming down to the wire. Tufts takes the lead by just 1 point, and Babson takes the timeout. And how about the liberos on both sides? Cabuena over on Babson, and Steph Lee, second team all NESCAC. Sometimes we just take her for granted, but she's been the only player on this squad other than Mathieu to be a starter in every single year. She's been on this squad. She's been so consistent, so good in that time. They're so lucky to have her. She doesn't get all the kills, of course, being in the back row, but she keeps her team in the point, and that's when Tufts need her the most. She was the difference maker. Great work from Steph Lee.
Absolutely, and the leader on the team in Diggs really giving all-out hustle on that tied up at 22 point. The Jumbos now lead 23-22. 2 points away from taking this second set, but Babson very much still in it, and we see those hit percentages now just about even at 151 for Babson, just 156 for the Jumbos.
And this is what we expected going into this game. Both teams having much easier first-round matchups. Neither team let their opponent get past 20 points, but now, all tied up, we could go into extra time just in this second set.
And Henry, a much different second set here in the NCAA tournament. Last time there was a 25-13 win for the Jumbos, so the Beavers have clearly made a much needed adjustment. Very much still in it here. Looking like the better team in this second set, might I say. Audette's serve is up and over, and just barely out on a beautiful read from Sophia Shaw. Really risky read.
That's a brutal one to tie it up. Christine Audette giving the point away. The last thing you want to do right out of your opponent's timeout.
Cabuena's serve, handled by Audette. To the middle for Grace Legree, and she finds the floor, makes it 24-23. And the Jumbos give themselves a set point. with one of their best servers, Steph Lee, back for the Jumbos.
Oh my goodness, not quite a serve out, but might as well be with a perfect pass. Tufts in system. Grace Legree makes them pay.
To the middle for the Beavers. Off the touch, it finds the floor. The Beavers tie it up at 24.
We're going to extra time. Got to win by 2. Both teams looking like they're in peak form. Very few errors. It's going to come down to the outside hitters able to keep this ball in.
Leinenweber with a really great serve, but the Jumbos handling it, giving Babson a free ball. They'll send it to the outside on the slide. Yarwood puts it over, another free ball for the Beavers. Another slide, but handled once again. Matty Yu underneath it. Farragher on the swing, and the block straight down from the Beavers. They lead 25-24.
Set point for Babson. Coach Thompson takes the timeout. Great work from them. They had 2 chances on free balls over, but it's the block that brings the point home.
And Henry, what an excellent point there at 24 apiece. Coach Thompson calling a timeout, and a wise one here. Don't want to let this one get away from you. Again, a 2-set-to-love lead, much bigger than a 1-set-to-1 game.
Right, and I don't want to see Babson take their foot off the pedal just yet. They might be tempted to serve a little softer, make sure they don't have any errors, and stay in this game. But now is the time where you need Tufts to make a passing error. You got to still serve hard while you have the 1-point advantage, because as we saw just 2 points ago, if you give Tufts an easy pass, they will make you pay every single time.
That's right, Henry. Babson looking to serve it out with their junior defensive specialist, Olivia Leinenweber. Leinenweber, 2 service errors and 1 service ace in yesterday's contest. Looking to serve it out for the Beavers as the Jumbos dry tie court once again.
It's going to come down to the blocking. The hitting has gotten more disciplined. As long as the serves stay in, it's going to be a tough battle in the trenches for both teams. Grace Legree out of rotation for the Jumbos.
Leinenweber's serve is up and over, handled by Audette. Yarwood, the hit through the block, and the Jumbos stay in it, 25 apiece.
Again, that's the one you don't want. You got to continue to serve hard. A good pass from the Jumbos, and they get the point. They've done it throughout both sets. And now a tie game again. Less room to work with if you're Babson, and you may have lost the biggest advantage you have of this match.
And does the first-year Zoe Gregory have the ice water in her veins? Jumbos tied up here with the Beavers at 25 apiece. Gregory looking to get the Jumbos ahead here in this second set. Up and over for Gregory. And a little bit of a miscommunication there between Roz Cabuena and Sophia Shaw, the ace for Gregory.
The first year, she can be inconsistent. She can have her lowest of lows in the worst moments, but also the highest of highs. That was an incredible serve just at the right time. Nerves of steel from Zoe Gregory.
And a timeout from Coach Neely. Coach Thompson and Coach Neely both trying to ice the kicker just a little bit here. Of course, you know, Gregory's that first year. Trying to talk it over with your team, you know, still very much in this set and this match, of course. And it's been a really, really excellent second set here, much closer than the first.
Right. Tufts coming out of their huddle quickly. But here's the big minus for Tufts with Zoe Gregory. You can see her talking with the other setter, Matty Yu, right away. Even if her serves are good, she has struggled with the sets throughout these points. Babson is going to look to keep the ball in, keep Tufts out of rotation. Zoe Gregory, much less of a chance to convert than if Matty Yu were in.
Set point, Tufts University.
It all comes down to this. Zoe Gregory trying to put away the second set. Her serve is up and over, handled by Cabuena to the middle, and just out of the reach of Gregory on the swing from Lauren Gibbs in the middle. Babson ties it up at 26.
And if you're a Babson fan, you're going to love to see Martina Yankovic-Chin come back in. She's been hitting great all day. Look for them to go to her right away.
Isabella Allen serves it right to Steph Lee. In the middle, it's Yarwood. And right off Olivia Leinenweber and out of bounds. Didn't want to be on the receiving end of that Yarwood kill. And again, you'd love the StatCast right there.
Once again, you got to think if you're Babson, you got to continue to serve hard. That was a perfect pass from the Jumbos, and they made them pay once again.
Yankovic-Chin, the swing, handled by Steph Lee. To the middle for Yarwood once again. Dug out by Cabuena. Yarwood. Outside, it's Audette. Right off the block and out of bounds. The Jumbos take the second set, 28-26, after a hard-fought one from the Beavers. We're going to set 3 with a 2-0 Jumbo lead.
Zoe Gregory struggling throughout the first 2 sets, but she keeps it simple, goes to her outside. Janelle Yarwood in the back row and Christine Audette on the outside pin. And they're the ones who bring it home for the Tufts Jumbos. Babson blocking great in the second set, but couldn't quite reel them in. The Jumbos will gladly take away their closest set of this tournament.
That's right, Henry. And dare I say the Beavers looked better than the Jumbos in that second set. We take a look at the hit percentage. The Beavers just behind the Jumbos, 165 to 176, but a massive improvement from their clip in the first set, and sure to be a great third.
Right, Babson will gladly be just within a few percentage points of Tufts for a hitting percentage because they do believe that they're a better blocking team. So as long as they keep their hits in, not necessarily getting kills, they'll be happy. Babson needs to make a few key adjustments. It'll be really interesting to see where they go with their game plan. When the set got close, they abandoned the tough serves and just made sure that they were keeping the ball in play, but that doesn't work against this Jumbos team. When you get a good pass, and credit to them as well, I mean, the serves have been softer from Babson, but the passes have also really improved from the Jumbos, able to keep their system in play and get the sets that they want. Babson might take their foot off the pedal, keep the ball in play, leave it up to their blocking, find Yankovic-Chin on these hits, find Lauren Gibbs in the middle. She's been a mismatch so far. Neither Legree nor Cunningham has been able to rile her in.
And Henry, now let's take a look at our cumulative stats. First, let's go set to set. Set 2, Babson hitting 244. The Jumbos still at 178. So pretty consistent set 1 to set 2 for the Jumbos, but the Beavers making a massive improvement in that second.
Absolutely. I mean, they passed the eye test as well, the Beavers, on the stat sheet, showing that they really improved, kept the ball in play, just playing to their strengths. They've had an entire season leading up to this. They struggled. We said a 5-game losing streak near the end, but they found themselves in the NUMAC tournament, and now here in their 1 game against Swarthmore, they just got to play to their strengths, funnel the Tufts hits into their best blockers, and convert points when the going gets tough.
And Henry, for Babson, they've gone to Lauren Gibbs and Martina Yankovic-Chin. Lauren Gibbs hitting 333. Yankovic-Chin only 133. So look for Yankovic-Chin to get hot, get underneath one really, and keep trying to dominate for this Babson Beavers team. On the Jumbo side and hit percentage, it's been the leader all year long in Grace Legree, 556. 9 total attempts and 6 kills. She's really doing it all for the Jumbos and showing her leadership as a senior captain.
So consistent. Oftentimes you'll see middles with higher hitting percentages just because they're generally gone to only when the first pass is good, but really hitting over 500 is nothing to sneeze at. Legree has been amazing in the playoffs.
And a strong swing from McShane opens this second set, but the Jumbos handle it. It's the block in the middle that ends the point, and Lauren McDonald, the blocker, finds the floor for the Beavers.
Good sign for the Beavers right out of the gate. Able to block the outsides from Tufts.
Cabuena, the libero, the server for the Beavers. Up and over. Not a great pass from Yu, but Legree able to handle it. Yu to Lee, to Farragher, and a double from looked like it was you. No, call it. Or from Steph Lee, sorry.
Yeah, Steph Lee caught a little off guard by that one. Had to backpedal. Really tough to get enough strength behind that set all the way to the opposite pin.
Cabuena serve up and over. Handled by Audette. She swings from the back row. The Beavers handle it. It's Allen through the blocks. You to the outside for Audette. Little roll shot. Now it's McShane. Roll shot of her own. Yarwood underneath it. In the middle, Legree, but it's blocked once again by Lauren Gibson. This Babson block has been stellar in the third.
That's the difference maker. You want Lauren Gibbs inside. Lauren McDonald had a great game against Swarthmore, but it's Gibbs, the junior out of Florida, who's the turning point in this game.
You to Farragher. She pushes it deep. A free ball for Babson. In the middle, it's Gibbs. Jumbo's unable to get underneath it. And Beavers pulling out to an early 4-0 lead here in the third set. The Jumbos have come out flat.
You can see they're going to their middles. Babson is going to their middles, even on the tough first passes. That shows a lot of confidence in having Gibbs control the set.
Cabuena's next serve up and over. To the middle for Farragher. Blocked. Audette trying to kick it up. The Jumbos really just flat here.
Jumbos maybe trying to force it. They have a lot of confidence in Maddie Yu to find all of her hitters, even on a tough first pass. But that time you'd like to see him just go to a middle or an outside.
Yarwood getting underneath it to the outside. The slide from Grace Legree, but Babson handles it. It's over for McShane. To the outside for Audette. She swings through the block, and the Jumbos take their first point on Siebold trying to take that dig.
Audette has had her way so far this game. She's up to about 23 attempts so far tonight.
Audette's serve, low line drive. McShane the swing from the back row and just out of the reach of Audette. Babson with the early side out. They lead 6-1, 5 points here in this third set.
What McShane has lacked on defense, blocking, she is more than made up for on the offensive end. Janelle Yarwood decides to sit that one back, leave Grace Legree up for the solo block, and it costs the Jumbos.
Now Leinenweber set to serve for the Beavers. And it's into the net for Leinenweber, another service error from the Beavers. It's their 11th of the day, first of the third set.
Tough to see if Babson is staying with their game plan of tough serves.
To the outside, it's Allen. She swings, but it's long. No blocks from the Jumbos.
Allen wanted to touch on that one, but looks like just went too far. When Yankovic Chin is not available.
A nice slide gives Babson a free ball. Now Yarwood on the swing, blocked by the Beavers once again. Gibbs been great. Yarwood on the roll shot. Babson reads it though. Back row attack from Cabuena. The middle, it's Yarwood. Gets it right underneath the blockers. And another point for the Jumbos. They trail 6-4, slowly but surely climbing back.
Let's see where Steph Lee puts it on this one. She might go short.
Goes right to Cabuena though. In the middle, it's Gibbs. Blocked by Cunningham and Yarwood. Gibbs again. The middle for Cora Cunningham, and she finds the back corner.
Babson now wants Lauren Gibbs out of the rotation. You can see she's exhausted. Just too much of an offensive and defensive load from her. You can see she's not getting up quite as high as she wants.
A nice serve from Steph Lee. The strong jump from Allen off Steph Lee. And another really hard hit ball there from Allen gives Babson the serve back. It's going to be their leader, Tatum Stelter, in terms of aces, the sophomore defensive specialist from Glendale, Arizona.
Smart work from all NUMAC player Izzy Siebold to go to her outside.
And another ace there from Tatum Stelter. just getting it right in front of Christine Audette. And you were talking about the fatigue of Lauren Gibbs. Looks like Audette's a little fatigued as well. She's been all over the floor for the Jumbos in this one. Up and over for Stelter. Audette gives him a free ball, and right there is Lauren Gibbs hitting it right down.
Yeah, Audette has been struggling, generally so solid during the season, but wouldn't be too surprised if we see a DS like Meg Harrison come in for the Jumbos.
Stelter serve up and over. Yarwood from the middle, and a beautiful swing from Janelle Yarwood finds the corner, kicks it off the line. The Jumbos get the side out. Coming in is going to be Zoe Gregory and Maya Lightfoot. Maddie Yu and Riley Farragher will take a break.
Yeah, that's amazing placement from Janelle Yarwood. Doesn't give Lauren Gibbs a chance at it.
And a great hit from Yankovic-Chin finds the floor for the Beavers. Babson leads 6-10. Back to serve is Lauren Gibbs. The junior hitter from Orlando, Florida, stands at 6'2", using all of her frame in this one. Plenty of blocks for her. Back to serve now for the Beavers as the Jumbos wipe down the court once again.
How about Yankovic-Chin? Instant tone setter. As soon as she comes in, Babson likes to go straight to her, and she gets them a point.
6 kills for her in this one. Lauren Gibbs, the leader. She's got 7 for the Beavers. Lightfoot, blocked. Steph Lee puts it over, free ball. Audette underneath it. Both her and Steph Lee were in pursuit, but finds the floor for the Beavers, and Coach Cora Thompson is going to take a timeout of her own, talk this one over as the Jumbos trail by 5.
The serve receive has been killer for the Tufts Jumbos. Not able to get a good pass up most of the time. Babson has taken away their service errors, but is still going to the spots that they like, especially in Christine Audette when she's back to serve. They've been targeting her all game, and it looks like some of the exhaustion is setting in. She's letting a lot of balls fall right in front of her, and so expect Babson to serve number 8 every single time.
And Henry, do you expect the Jumbos to make a change and maybe throw a Megan Harrison in the game, a different defensive specialist? Anna Nachmanoff, the senior, she's obviously been here before.
Right, Nachmanoff, the captain. I would still be a little bit surprised. Coach Cora Thompson has a history of, she's amazing and her staff is amazing, but I think the best word might be stubborn in terms of how she likes her lineup. She really believes in her players to turn it around. I would expect her to give Christine Audette at least a few other chances throughout this first set, and if it doesn't go their way, then maybe they switch it up in a potential set 4.
And benefit of the doubt is certainly a term that I'd use. Of course, the Jumbos would have one more tomorrow if they are able to be victorious here in this one. But Christine Audette, obviously the second leg of a back-to-back. It could be a back-to-back-to-back. So we'll see if Coach Cora Thompson wants to rest her a little. Keeping her in for now as Lauren Gibbs is set to serve. It's up and over for her. Zoe Gregory putting it over on 2. To the outside now for Cora Cunningham. And some nice spin from Cora Cunningham finds the back corner.
Great passing from the Jumbos. Christine Audette, she may struggle with the serves, but she's great when the ball is in play, able to get that one, a dime, straight to Zoe Gregory.
Now Janelle Yarwood back for the Jumbos. She's got 6 kills in this one. Audette leads the team with 8. And Yarwood served right into the net, and a killer service error for the Jumbos takes away a bunch of that momentum they just built with that point. Back to serve is going to be Izzy Siebold, the all-Numac setter for the Babson Beavers, and she's been excellent in this one, certainly one of the difference makers.
Yeah, Babson let their lead get away from them in the second set. Now they've got it back this set.
The Jumbos struggling a little bit. That one finds the floor for the Beavers. Looked like a little bit of a mistake putting it over on 1, but just kicking it off that line. Another point for the Beavers. They lead by 6 here in the second set. Siebold's second serve. It's up and over, but well out as Steph Lee reads it as Grace Legree trots back into the game. Now Cora Cunningham back to serve for Tufts.
This is a big moment for the Jumbos. Cora Cunningham back to serve. No Steph Lee. They won a lot of points here.
And a bad pass from Babson gives the Jumbos an ace. Cora Cunningham Much needed ace for this Jumbo squad. They trail by 4. Cunningham's second serve up and over. Nice pass from Babson to the outside. It's Yankovic-Chin getting it through the block and out of bounds, tooling it nicely.
That's been a surprising matchup to watch. Yankovic-Chin on the blocker, Maya Lightfoot. Both really tall players, great verticals. And so far, Yankovic-Chin has kind of had her way, but she's out of this rotation.
Now Sophia Shaw back to serve. Yarwood receives. Gregory to Legree. Once again in the middle for Lauren McDonald, and McDonald slamming it home. Another point for the Beavers. They lead by 6.
The name of the game, who can find their middle more?
And it's getting late early here for the Jumbos. Sophia Shaw's serve. And a miscommunication between Steph Lee and Janelle Yarwood gives the Beavers a point. Sophia Shaw, an ace for the Beavers. Beavers with a bunch of aces in this one. That's their 5th. And Shaw's serve into the net. Another service error for the Beavers. Gives the Jumbos a bit of a gift.
Babson really wants to go on long runs. They really don't want to trade points despite their lead because they want to keep their ball. They want to keep serving because Tufts has not been able to answer inside out.
McShane off the touch for the Jumbos, out of bounds. Another point for the Beavers and another quick side out for Babson. Now Cabuena back to serve for the Beavers. Behind a 7-point cushion. Madiu, the pass to the middle. Farragher on the swing. Cabuena to the outside, back row swing for Allen, and out of the reach of Steph Lee. Another point for Babson. They lead by 8 here in this third set, running away with it a little bit, and Coach Thompson, having none of it, will call her second timeout of this third set.
Right, this could potentially be the first game of the Tufts, the Medford Regional, that goes past 3 sets. Babson being very strong. They've stuck to their game plan the whole time. It cost them with many service errors in the first 2 sets, but clearly they figured it out, and the Jumbos have had no answer. Steph Lee, Christine Audette, Janelle Yarwood, not able to figure it out, passing the ball. It's really interesting to see such experienced players struggle so much with these serves. Babson, on the other hand, also blocking very well when the ball is in play. I think this 8-point deficit for the Jumbos could entirely be receiving errors, but when the ball is in play, Babson is also giving themselves a chance with people like Lauren Gibbs having a monster day at the net and Lauren McDonald doing her job as well.
That's right, Henry, and the Jumbos' hit percentage has also gone way down. So not only has their serve receive not been working for them, but their offense hasn't either. Babson really keeping their foot on the gas pedal, and as I said, they looked better in that second set. The Jumbos lucky to break away with it. The Beavers keeping their foot on the gas pedal for the third, really showing a lot of fight here in this NCAA tournament. The serve from Cabuena is up and over. Audette on the swing, trying to find that back line. She can't. And the Beavers take another point. They lead 19-10.
You know, there was only one game all season where Tufts failed to reach 19 points in a set. That was against Amherst, kind of a fluky game. They ended up winning, but in both sets that they lost, they failed to reach 19, unlike every other game this season. And this time, it looks like they're going to be short of the mark again.
Tori Golden coming in for Audette. They're going to give her a bit of a rest before what Coach Thompson presumes will be a 4th set, as there's another hitting error from Riley Farragher. Beavers lead 20-10. Christine Audette immediately going to get some water. Now Cabuena's serve. Received by Golden to the outside for Farragher. She pushes it deep. Looked like it was going to be long, but Sophia Shaw off her fingertips and out of bounds for the Jumbos point. Tori Golden now back to serve for the Jumbos. Her first action in tournament play, but Tori Golden will not serve. Instead, it's going to be Meg Harrison, the defensive specialist.
Yep, we finally see Meg Harrison as this set gets out of hand, down 9. Babson only needs 5 more, but this is experimental from Coach Thompson. She wants to see if this lineup does any better, and maybe she'll stick with it going into the 4th.
That's right, Henry, and definitely a good idea to get some experience for your squad, especially, it's a pretty difficult tournament. Got to experiment with new things, give different players some experience. Strong swing there from McShane. Yarwood on the swing. Off the block and out of bounds, and the Jumbos take a point. Meg Harrison's first service point comes to the Jumbos. Jumbos trail 12-20. Beavers sitting underneath an 8-point cushion. To the outside, it's Allen, dug out by Maddie Yu. Farragher's swing out of bounds, and Riley Farragher getting cold a little bit from that right hitter position. Missing one from the left side, now missing one from the right side. In comes Leinenweber for the Beavers. She'll be back there to serve.
Yeah, Meg Harrison takes the easy pass to the close pin, but Farragher, really tough angle right over her shoulder to find that ball.
Yarwood, the nice pass. Farragher puts it over, but Babson handles it. Nice slide there from Gibbs. We've seen it a lot. Back to the outside, another slide from Gibbs. Finds the floor for the Beavers, and everything's working for them now.
Yep, good defense makes better offense. Tufts exhausted, have to bring in new personnel. Can't quite figure out these Babson attacks.
It's going to be Emma Norman to enter the game for the Jumbos. The first year seeing some action for Riley Farragher. Her first NCAA tournament action. She saw some minutes against Babson the last time out. Had some success as well. Legree, the swing. The Beavers trying to handle it. Cabuena trying to get it over, but can't do so. And Emma Norman making an immediate difference. Not active on that point, but maybe a little bit of a different look as Legree heads to the bench for Cora Cunningham.
Yeah, Emma Norman, 4 kills in that regular season game against Babson.
Cunningham putting it over. To the outside, it's Allen, and Emma Norman in on that block. Couldn't get it back over the net. The Beavers taking another point. They lead 23-13 here in this third set. The Jumbos lead 2 sets to love. Looks like the Jumbos have given, by some of their substitutions, have allowed the Beavers to claim this third set and are gearing up for the 4th. Stelter's serve is into the net, and a service error for the Beavers gives the Jumbos another point. Gregory and Maya Lightfoot coming back in for Norman and Maddie Yu.
Another big factor in this set has been pace of play. Babson, very quick with their sets, very up on their feet, whereas the Jumbos have been lagging behind.
And receiving error from Leinenweber gives the Jumbos a point. Another ace from Zoe Gregory. Jumbos trail by 8 here. Need to go on a run. Gregory's serve is up and over. And a strong hit from Lauren Gibbs. She's been excellent for the Beavers. Lauren Gibbs, her 8th kill of the day. Set point for Babson now. It's Lauren Gibbs. Who else? The serve is up and over. Harrison, the good pass. Yarwood, the swing, but Babson handles it to the outside. And it's Yankovic-Chin getting it just outside the reach of Megan Harrison. And Babson claims that third set in dominant fashion. They lead 25. They took it 25-15, but Yankovic-Chin looks shaken up. Looks like she landed strangely on that right ankle. She's got a knee brace on it, on that leg. So hopefully she can shake that off, shake off the rust, and keep it going for the Babson Beavers.
All right, so to break down that third set for you, Tufts really struggling to stick with their game plan. One of the biggest reasons that they're hitting 224 on the season is because they're able to spread that ball around so much, and that starts with the first pass. You need a good first pass. to get a good set. They're able to hit their right sides, their middles, and their outsides, and so many personnel on this jumbo squad able to do it. Babson has completely eliminated that with their serves. They're able to hit the seams. They're able to hit the weaker passers on this jumbo's defense, and it's turned into the jumbos really scrambling on their side of the net, not able to get the hits that they want, and Babson is really playing to their own pace and not letting the jumbos get ahead of them.
And really taking that third set in dominant fashion. We're still waiting for them to put it up on the scoreboard, but the jumbos still lead 2-1 and would love to get back to their play from the first set. If we take a look at it, jumbos hit a really just incredible first set. I mean, Babson really struggled as well. Jumbos 175 hit percent, 13 kills, 6 hitting errors, 9 kills, 6 hitting errors for Babson. Only .079 for the Beavers on the hit percent. You know, taking a look now at the third set, the Beavers really just doing it all. 467 hit percent in the third set. The Jumbos 071. So Jumbos really getting away from their brand of volleyball. And the Babson Beavers playing out of their mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can't let Babson's great serving and great defense distract us from how great their offense has been as well. They're hitting nearly half of their attempts are turning into points. That's incredible for them. On the season, they're hitting below 200, and they doubled that in the last set. So expect Lauren Gibbs to get even more work. The great serving has really eased up the defense for her. She's asked to have fewer solo blocks, and now the Jumbos are lacking behind.
And Henry, if you're Coach Cora Thompson, what are you doing in terms of personnel or in terms of plays, in terms of defense to really get back at this Babson offense? Because they've been incredible. You know, that third set, definitely a different look. We saw that Lauren Gibbs slide play to the outside quite a few times. You know, now that you're seeing it, now that it's been in front of you for 3 sets, is there anything that you do differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to see it as soon as this huddle breaks, whether we see Emma Norman stay in. They really brought her in for her defense, other than Riley Farragher, who was struggling. I think everyone really just needed a breather. I wouldn't be surprised if they reverted back to their starters and we don't see Emma Norman or Meg Harrison come in. But Cora Thompson might take this time to adjust. I mean, there can be a lot of pressure to stick with your starters this late in the season. They're the people who brought you here, but you've got such a deep team. Now is the time to show it when everyone is exhausted in their second straight day of volleyball.
Absolutely, Henry. And, of course, this is needless to say, but either of these two teams, regardless of the result, the winner goes on to play a back-to-back-to-back. So already some exhaustion, but both teams going to bring the intensity regardless of that. Jumbo's coming back out onto the floor with their starters. So it's going to be Farragher, Legree, Audette, Yarwood, Cunningham, and Maddie Yu. Cunningham will take a quick exit for Steph Lee, the libero.
Yes, and you'll excuse me for looking too far into the future, but really, if Tufts does make it to the third day, it's going to be very difficult, especially against a strong MIT team, because they have had many mini tournaments or invitationals throughout this season, and they have never gone undefeated in those tournaments.
The Beavers to start with the serve here. It's going to be Sophia Shaw for the Babson Beavers. Shaw with 3 service errors already today. Service up and over, handled by the Jumbos. Legree in the middle. To the outside for Allen, and an early block from the Jumbos. Grace Legree and Riley Farragher. And Henry, one thing we didn't see a whole lot of in that third set, was those Jumbo blocks, and they come up big there on that first point, really setting the tone. Meg Harrison now back to serve for Tufts.
That's the adjustment. Meg Harrison, and get your blocks in time.
To the outside for McShane, and she's blocked once again by Yarwood and Legree. Henry Stahl, we're seeing a lot of blocks. It's a block party.
Yup. This is what Tufts needs. They need to be big at the net. They have their middles and their outsides in time with each other.
Another great serve from Harrison, puts it deep to the middle. Maddie Yu digging it out. Farragher on the swing, dug out by the Beavers. McShane's swing. Harrison underneath it. Maddie Yu keeping it alive. Grace Legree putting it over. The Beavers on the swing. Back row, Allen. Yarwood giving the Beavers a free ball. They'll go to the outside. McShane off Grace Legree and out of bounds. Jumbo's getting a little aggressive with the block, but they lead 2-1 here in this fourth set. Jumbo's lead 2-1 in sets.
Grace Legree a bit off time that time, but Meg Harrison keeping him in these points longer.
Yarwood, the strong swing right through the block. Maddie Yu putting it over. To the outside, it's McShane. Jumbo block, keeps him alive. Allen the swing, through the block and through the arms of Grace Legree. And the Beavers coming right back, trusting their attack, swinging right through the block.
Great persistence by the Beavers. Went down 2 points very quickly, but trusting in their hitters, McShane and Allen, to get right back.
Cabuena up and over. And a little mistake there from Meg Harrison, finding the floor. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Meg Harrison, the beneficiary there.
Maddie Yu, a few mind games calling for that ball and letting it go straight over.
Strong swing there from McShane. To the middle. To the outside for Farragher. She swings, tools the block, and the Jumbos lead 4-2 here in this fourth set. Henry, it looks like a different team here.
The Jumbos look a lot more well-rested, but you're still seeing the middles, both Legree and Cunningham, lagging behind their pin blockers.
To the middle, it was Gibbs. Now Farragher. Not a great pass, but the Jumbos able to recover. Yarwood on the swing, right through the floor. Janelle Yarwood over the blocks.
That's a big one from Yarwood. Everyone on Babson knew it was going to her, but she still gets the kill.
And the short serve from Steph Lee. Really crafty from her.
That's the Steph Lee classic. You know every time the momentum is going their way. It is incredible. She is my biggest role model as a libero. She is so fun to watch with those short serves. And more often than not, they lead into a point. It's just so fun to watch. Throughout her 3 seasons for this squad, she's still showing it as a leader for the Jumbos.
And Henry, you know, at this point, you'd expect to see it coming, but she saves it for this fourth set. You know, serving long in those first 3 and pulling it out of her bag of tricks when the Jumbos need it most. They lead now 6-2 and have this momentum behind them. Coach Eric Neely calling a timeout, trying to stop that and ice this Jumbo team. But again, a well-rested Jumbo team. Christine Audette still on the bench, still getting her feet underneath her. Riley Farragher in there doing an awesome job for her. And Meg Harrison, the defensive specialist, also in the game for the Jumbos, asking for a towel once again for this slippery tie court.
Yeah, and the big thing for the Jumbos is we talked about how they need to be creative to get points, but throughout this first set, they haven't done anything crazy. Babson knows what their game plan is. They know that Janelle Yarwood is going to get it out on the pin, and they even know, I mean, they've definitely studied and know that Steph Lee goes for those short serves about 20% of the time, but they just can't stop it. That means Tufts is executing to perfection right now, and that's what you need late in the season, in the playoffs, to execute your game plan, and Tufts right now is doing it better than Babson.
Ain't that the truth? Steph Lee up and over. She goes long with her serve. Gibbs on the slide. Harrison passes it back up. Farragher unable to put it over. Meg Harrison on the rough pass, but Babson, the side out. They trail 6-3 here in this fourth set. They trail 1-2. Now Leinenweber in for Babson.
Maybe an unexpected development. Meg Harrison has really struggled with the bump sets. You don't want her taking the second ball.
Farragher on the swing, and the Jumbos outside the pin maybe, and a point for the Beavers. Not quite sure what the call was.
Right. Looks like Roz Cabuena called that one. She was correct.
Farragher now the swing, little roll shot from her. Basically a free ball and another slide from Lauren Gibbs, but the Jumbos read it like a book. And Janelle Yarwood swinging through. The Jumbos a little unlucky here. A lot of balls jousting there at the net. And that one falls on the Jumbo side of the net. The Beavers crawling back into it. Still early here in this fourth set.
It's Jumbo passing versus Beaver blocking.
A pass for Farragher. Dug out by the Beavers. They set up their attack for Allen. Roll shot out of the reach of Maddie Yu. The Beavers have tied it up at 6.
Isabella Allen has not been afraid to swing this whole game, but finally she switches it up with the tip, and the Jumbos are not expecting it.
Leinenweber's serve up and good. Yarwood, the swing, right through the block, and hit finds the floor. The Beavers take a lead here in this fourth set. Their first lead of the fourth set.
Yarwood, all NESCAC first team versus Siebold, all NUMAC first team. Siebold gets the advantage.
And another strong serve from Leinenweber. The outside for Farragher. Harrison trying to put it over. Barely gets it over, but Siebold too good at the net.
Interesting to see how Tufts is going to work around this big Babson block. They take Audette in. That means they're going to go for those back row sets. Harrison was great passing, but Audette gives you more firepower.
Absolutely, Henry, and Audette should be well rested. Seeing that one all the way. Fresh in the game, fresh set of eyes, fresh set of legs. The Jumbos take the point right off of the substitution. They lead 7-8, and back will be Zoe Gregory, the first year.
And I expect it not just to be the back row attacks, but even in the front row, keeping the sets a little further off the net so your hitters have more room. They're not swinging straight into the block.
And a really great block there once again from Maya Lightfoot and Cora Cunningham. Jumbos bringing that block right back. Christine Audette well rested, as are Lightfoot fresh in the game with Zoe Gregory. Her next serve is up and over. Not a great pass from Leinenweber, but a back row hit there and out of bounds from Isabella Allen. Allen, the team leader for Babson in kills from Williamsville, New York, using all of her 5'10" frame, but firing just wide there. Zoe Gregory now. Up and over. In the middle for Lauren Gibbs. Crosses up Zoe Gregory. Now a couple of substitutions for the Beavers. Coming in is going to be Yankovic-Chin and Tatum Stelzer.
These are big points for both teams. They've now got, Babson now has Yankovic-Chin in, and the Jumbos have Zoe Gregory, who has been hit or miss so far today. We'll see if she's hitting this time.
Stelzer serve up and over. Gregory for a back row Yarwood hit, and a miscommunication finds the back corner for the Jumbos. Yarwood back to serve, and a lucky break for the Jumbos, and a side out for them sends Yarwood back. Her serve good, but another miscommunication from the Beavers. Gibbs trying to do a little bit too much. Finds the net, not her friend, and Janelle Yarwood now back to serve once again as the Jumbos lead 11-9.
Janelle Yarwood, that's why she was such a big impact yesterday. That serve was impeccable. It might not show up on the camera, but I can guarantee that had a few feet of movement. Not spinning at all, going right into the seam. That's about as hard as you'll get it in NCAA D3 volleyball.
And off the tape, Janelle Yarwood once again.
Okay, I said the last one might be as hard as you get it, but that one's pretty tough too. Janelle Yarwood putting the team on her back.
Absolutely, and Janelle Yarwood coming out in full force in this fourth set, but into the net trying to get a little bit too special with it. And now the Beavers trailing by 2. Lauren Gibbs back to serve for them. Gibbs, 9 kills in this one. Her serve is up and over, handled by Audette. Good serve receive. Lightfoot on the swing, but right to the block. Gregory to Lightfoot. Trying to go cross court. Babson handles. Yankovic-Chin to the outside for Lightfoot. She's got to just Hit it over, not a ton behind it. Yankovic-Chin. To the outside for Audette. Handled by the Beavers. To the middle, it's McDonald. Lightfoot the swing, out of the reach of Leinenweber, and the Jumbos take another.
It's a game of inches. Each team trying to get their sets in system, just a few feet off for both teams. And finally, we get a clean set to Maya Lightfoot, and she finishes the rally.
Cora Cunningham serves up and over. Nicely blocked by Legree. And Yankovic-Chin putting it down. Looked like she might have been underneath that a little bit.
Yeah,
but the officials give her the benefit of the doubt.
Right, definitely could have been called a lift, but we haven't seen one called today. Yankovic-Chin making it work. Hasn't gotten a nice set for the entire time she's been in this rotation.
Now Siebold serves up and over, handled by the Jumbos to the outside for Lightfoot, and Lightfoot smacks it down. Jumps out the gym and finds the floor.
Janelle Yarwood, Maya Lightfoot have been playing on this squad together, class of 2023, and both of them showing up today in their senior years.
Now Maddie Yu, the star setter for this Jumbo squad. Her serve up and over, handled by the Beavers. To the middle, that's McShane off a touch, gives the Beavers a point.
McShane a bit quieter today as compared to Yankovic-Chin and Gibbs, but she was tied for second in terms of kills yesterday. Expect to see her more if Babson wants to switch up their offense.
Now Sophia Shaw back to serve for the Beavers. It's handled by the Jumbos. And a strange pass off the something for Legree gives the Beavers the point. A little bit of a strange pass, and Legree unable to handle it.
Yeah, Babson hasn't let them get many good passes in. Not a whole lot of practice between you and Legree tonight on that quick set.
To the outside for Audette. Jousting at the net is Legree, and looked like it was McShane. And the Beavers come away with it. McShane with the kill. And a timeout for Coach Cora Thompson as we're getting late here in this fourth set. 14 all. Jumbos lead 2-1 in sets.
Right, we've reached the halfway point, and these next 5 points are going to be really important. We haven't seen comebacks in any of these sets. Whichever team gets the lead about halfway through the set has taken it. Babson, of course, was able to come back yesterday, but the Jumbos really just want to take this lead and run with it. Same with the Beavers. They want to get to an early lead, and that means no errors from them. Earlier in the set, when they let the Jumbos take a lead, it was because they were hitting out and they were serving into the net. The Jumbos, on the other hand, need to stick to their guns. Babson has been blocking them all over the net, but we have seen a lot of success from the right sides, especially Farragher and Lightfoot, to get points after long rallies.
And Henry, now if we take a quick look at the leaderboard, we see that Grace Legree leads this Jumbo squad in kills with 11. Isabella Allen, Martina Yankovic-Chin both with 11 as well, while McShane and Gibbs both have 9. Siebold leads in assists with 33, whereas the Jumbo side has Maddie Yu with 20 and Gregory with 12. So Izzy Siebold absolutely making a difference for this Babson squad here.
Yep, we talked about it going into this game. Who was missing from Babson when these teams last matched up? Izzy Siebold, the first team all-new max setter, and another big stat was Lauren Gibbs with 7 blocks on the day.
Now Shaw's serve is up and over. Audette right into the block. Yarwood, the pass. Audette once again through the block this time. Babson handling outside. It's Allen. Steph Lee on the pass. To the outside for Audette once again. Cabuena, the nice dig. Allen. A beautiful little roll shot from Allen. Finds the back corner, and the Beavers lead 15-14.
And Yarwood knows that one's hers. A little bit too excited to go for that tip, but smart play from the Beavers to go deep.
Yarwood, good serve receive. Audette on the swing. And this Beaver block is just too strong for those Jumbo outside hitters. Beavers digging deep for it. And Tori Golden is going to come in the game now for Christine Audette, who can't seem to fight through this Babson defense.
Beavers are on quite the run now. Got to keep the ball in on these serves if they want to keep it going.
It's up and over. Free ball from Yarwood. And a block in the middle from Legree, but just too far out of her reach. The Babson going on a mini run here out of the timeout. They lead 17-14 here in this fourth set. Now Shaw. Her serve is up. Yarwood on the pass. Golden another pass. Steph Lee is going to have to give him a free ball. They set up the outside and just over the blocks. Another point for the Beavers. They lead 18-14.
I said it earlier, it's about which team executes better. Both have solid game plans, but the Beavers keeping their serves in and hitting hard, going for the tips, are taking the advantage.
Going over on two was Maddie Yu. To the outside now for Farragher. Off the block and a much-needed point there for the Jumbos. Trying to shift the momentum here.
That's big for number 13, unofficially voted most exciting in the locker room. Riley Farragher has been struggling all night, but to get her on the board is big for this Jumbo's offense.
Tori Golden's serve is up and over. Babson handling. Allen the swing, and right between Steph Lee and Tori Golden, Christine Audette getting ready to come back into this one. She comes in for Golden. Looked like Coach Thompson wanted Audette to serve there, but Golden serve and the early side out for the Beavers. Now Raz Cabuena. Not received by Christine Audette, and another point for the Beavers. Christine Audette looked so steady early in this one. Now seems to have fallen off a bit in the fourth.
It's very quickly getting out of hand for the Jumbos.
Cabuena. Audette the pass. Steph Lee trying to put it over on a free ball and can't. The Beavers lead by 6. And it looks like Coach Thompson's going to take another timeout as the Jumbos have seemingly fallen apart after the first.
This is what the Beavers are known for, going on big runs. They were 7. They had a 7-1 run right out of that timeout, and they even had a few more before Tufts' first timeout. So we'll call it a 9-1 run in their favor. Huge in this fourth set. It's do or die for the Beavers as it's single elimination in this NCAA tournament.
And Henry, talk to me a little bit about what the Jumbos have struggled with to allow the Beavers to come back and really go on this big-time run.
Well, really, it's what they've been struggling with all game, which is the serve receive. You saw it in the first half of this set. They kept it very close by having good passes. Janelle Yarwood made a big difference, but Babson, they keep targeting her. Janelle Yarwood hasn't been able to reel it in. Steph Lee has done a little bit better, but the Beavers really trying to avoid the libero on the Tufts end. Whereas Babson, they just keep doing their plan and executing it flawlessly. Big blocks at the net, keeping the ball in play, letting Tufts make the mistakes, and it's worked out exceedingly well so far.
And Henry, an interesting stat for you here. 14 service aces in through 3 sets, 15 service aces now. So Babson really fine-tuning that serve. Only 1 service error in this fourth, and it's really been the difference here. Jumbos trail by 6, and before this set, they were averaging about 4 service errors per set. Now, only 1.
Yeah, and credit to Coach Neely. He stuck to his guns. He knew going in that he was going to have a lot of errors from his team, but stuck with it, still serving hard, and it's worked out very well throughout the third and fourth set as we now see Allegra Him come in.
Allegra Im coming in, the first year from New York. Now Cabuena serves up and over, received by Im. Yarwood the swing, blocked. Im to Yarwood. Yarwood puts it over. Puts it over is Gibbs. Beautiful play from her. Now Farragher. the strong swing, but handled by the Beavers. They set it up to Allen. Back row. Im underneath it. Babson trying to put it right back over, but unable to do so, and a costly error there. Grace Legree exits for Cora Cunningham, and Steph Lee now back to serve. The Jumbos receive a gift. Can they capitalize?
In making an immediate impact, especially with her bump set.
Strong swing there from Gibbs. Allen now. Im to Cunningham. Really crafty play, but they call a lift for Maddie Yu, the first of the game, Henry. I'm in disbelief.
Yeah, what a crucial moment. Looked like Tufts might have had a little bit of momentum going their way. Had the ball bouncing off the net the correct direction, but immediately stopped, and Babson is just 3 away from tying this game up.
Leinenweber's serve. Up and over. Received by Im, and Cora Cunningham whiffing at it. Jumbos losing their momentum here.
Really concerning, especially with Maddie Yu as the setter and more experienced than Gregory. Don't expect her to be out of sync with her hitters in Legree and Cunningham.
Leinenweber's serve received by Yarwood. Yu on the bump set. And a swing from Yarwood just out of bounds. Jumbos 1 point away from dropping this fourth set. Leinenweber to serve once again. Nice serve receive from Im. Farragher, basically a free ball to the middle for Gibbs. And out of the reach of Im, the Beavers have stormed back, taken this fourth set, and we're headed to 5 here in Cousins Gymnasium in this second round match of the NCAA Division III Women's Volleyball Tournament.
Tufts has faced tough competition throughout the entire year, as they always do, always putting themselves up against ranked opponents, traveling, having teams travel from all over the country to face them, and now is where it counts. This is the most adversity they've faced the entire season. What adjustments will they make is the question, and it's clear as day what they need to do to take this final set, and that's pass the serve better. I don't know how they're going to do it. We'll leave that up to Coach Cora Thompson in her 21st season to figure that one out, what pep talk she's giving to her team. But Babson, they just need to stay steady, keep the errors to a minimum, and let Tufts make the mistakes.
And Henry, it's really been night and day with those first 2 sets and the third and fourth. I'd even argue that Babson looked better than the Jumbos in that second set, so the Jumbos even lucky to be in it 4-5 here. You know, it's been a really tremendous season for both of these squads, and now a 5th set that only goes to 15 to decide it here in Cousins Gym. It only seems fitting. You know, you love the fanfare, you love the noise, you love to host, but when push comes to shove, who can get it done?
Right, and I'll have to give you a bit of history here. Last time Tufts hosted, 2019, the first season for a lot of these athletes, like Yarwood, like Lightfoot, like Legree. They hosted, and they did lose in the second round to their conference rivals in Bowdoin. Babson also lost in the second round on this same court, so we'll see which one avoids repeating history and takes this 5th set to move on against the big bad MIT team in the Sweet 16.
And Henry, taking a look at the statistics now, that 4th set, the Jumbos struggled 38 total attempts, negatives for their hit percentage, whereas Babson right underneath their season clip of 170 at 171 for that 4th set, excuse me, but it's really been all Babson since that first, out hitting the Jumbos. 244 to 178, and then 467 to 171, now 171 to negative .053. So it's not only about that serve receive, but it's can your hitters finally get it through those Babson blocks, who have been tremendous. We take a look at these blocks, 16 total blocks for Babson, 64 digs. Their defense has been stellar, and it's really been a defensive showcase all day.
And another important stat, the side out numbers. Tufts, the past 2 sets, the first two sets were able to get 13 points off Babson serves, then 16 in the second, but only 9 and then 8 in these past two sets. They need to be able to get the ball back after Babson is serving. Babson is a very heavy momentum team, and when you're only going to 15 points, a big run from Babson is life or death for the Tufts Jumbos.
Absolutely, Henry. It all comes down to this. 5th set volleyball. I believe it will be Babson with the serve. Steph Lee coming on for Cora Cunningham. And pardon me, it's going to be Meg Harrison back to serve.
It's all momentum. Babson won the first two, but the Jumbos are the hosts. They've got the most fans in the stands. We'll see if they can pull it back together.
And Lauren Gibbs, one of the big blockers for Babson, will start on the bench, out of the rotation here to begin the 5th. Again, this 5th only goes to 15. The ball off the feet of Meg Harrison. She's getting ready to serve and kick this one off. Jumbo started the 4th one strong. We'll see if they can start the 5th the same way. Megan Harrison. It's up and over. To the outside for McShane. Legree blocking it. Now Yarwood on the swing. Right through the blocks, and we said Gibbs was missing. That one off the arms of Lauren McDonald. And Janelle Yarwood doing a great job, immediately making an impact.
Big play. It's going to come down to Yarwood, their best swinger. But we did see Tufts take an early 2 points last set, and they lost it.
Meg Harrison serve. It's going to be a free ball for the Jumbos. Harrison's pass to Legree. No, to Farragher. Babson sets it up to McShane. Yarwood the swing. Tools the block, and the Jumbos come out to a 2-0 lead. Henry, this is exactly the way that the 4th set started. The Jumbos were able to get in underneath those Babson blockers without Gibbs in the game. We'll see if they can keep it going. Meg Harrison now back to serve. It's up and over. Allen blocked by Legree and Farragher, and what seemed like a Jumbo struggle with the serve receive is now some Babson struggles with it. Meg Harrison flummoxing the defense.
Meg Harrison, instant impact. She's had great first touches. She's had great first serves. This is why Cora Thompson brought her in earlier to get warmed up.
And a great serve from Meg Harrison, but a better read from the Babson defense. In comes Lauren Gibbs. Out goes Lauren McDonald, and back to serve the libero, Roz Cabuena, behind a 2-point deficit.
This is what we want to see. This is the big one. With Babson serving, can Tufts get the points?
And a good receive from Harrison. Farragher in the middle and finds the back corner. Riley Farragher getting hot here in this 5th set. Again, all comes down to this.
Really promising from Tufts. They've got a great server behind the line now. They were able to get it back on just 1 point.
Steph Lee going short to the outside, no, to the middle. Steph Lee underneath it. Now Yarwood. Right off the blocks once again. This time it is Lauren Gibbs, but Janelle Yarwood getting the better of her.
Early timeout from Babson, forced by Janelle Yarwood. She's unlocked something. Big time player, big time plays. 2 kills already in this 5th and final set.
And Henry, when the lights go on, which stars will shine the brightest and overlook the lights? It has been Janelle Yarwood in this 5th set. Meg Harrison also excellent early.
That's the key. Tufts wants to go on a really long run now while they have Janelle Yarwood in the front row. Babson, you're the opposite. You want to get points quickly, get around the rotation. You want Lauren Gibson. You want your other hitters in, able to get these points. If you're Babson, Tufts on the other hand, they know they struggle receiving the ball from Babson. Keeping the ball in Steph Lee's hands behind the line is exactly what they need.
And Henry, we keep singing the praises of Lauren Gibbs, but it's also been Isabella Allen and Martina Yankovic-Chin. Also, Lulu McShane, who have been excellent so far in this one. We'll see if Babson can shift the momentum. Steph Lee, it's up and over. Babson setting up that attack. It's another slide play from Lauren Gibbs. Who else? Lauren Gibbs finding the floor for Babson and trying to cut some of this Jumbo momentum. First point out of that timeout. They go to all reliable on that slide play. Coach Neely drawing it up.
Yeah, you can't talk about stars without talking about Lauren Gibbs. And now Tufts' mantra needs to be they only get one. They get the serve back. Tufts needs to get it back right away.
Leinenweber serve up and over. Nice receive from Harrison. Yarwood putting it over. Basically a free ball. Another slide from Gibbs. To Harrison. Jumbo's giving another deep free ball. They go to Gibbs on the slide again. And Steph Lee unable to get underneath it. They keep going to that same Gibbs attack.
Right, on the slides. We haven't seen her in the middle. Why not? Just use your best hitter at the best position in the court, and clearly Babson wants her on that right side attack.
Leinenweber. Nice receive. Yarwood in the middle. Off the libero. And just out of the reach on the excellent effort there from Sophia Shaw. Jumbos get the crucial side out, and in comes Zoe Gregory and Maya Lightfoot for Maddie Yu and Riley Farragher.
Babson wants to serve harder. They've got to make it difficult. Hit the seams. Go for the tricky ones.
Now Gregory. Her serve is received by Leinenweber. Gibbs has to push it deep. Harrison. And Cunningham getting it over. Maya Lightfoot pleading her case. Coach Cora Thompson pleading her case as well. But to no avail, it's going to be a Babson point and a side out.
Back into the game, number 21, Martina Jenkins.
Yeah, just not Tufts' ball to go for is the call from the ref. Said Babson should have had the right of way.
Lightfoot on the swing. Right off the block. Cunningham putting it down. And a beautiful play from Cora Cunningham. Finds the floor. Another crucial side out as Tori Golden enters for Meg Harrison. Jumbos with a lot of hitting in the front. Janelle Yarwood back to serve.
This is big. Janelle Yarwood has been the shining star for the Jumbos.
Gibbs from the middle. Lee to the outside. Lightfoot tried to get it underneath Cabuena. Strong hit, but Yarwood, the better dig. Steph Lee has to give him a free ball to the outside once again, but another great dig from Steph Lee. Tori Golden will swing off the blocks. Babson can set it up. They just put it over, and the Beavers come away with the point. Looked like they could have been called for a carry there, or a lift. You know, they called Maddie Yu for one earlier, but Babson winning the point nonetheless.
A difficult point there. Zoe Gregory not able to get to it.
Now Gibbs back to serve for the Beavers. Dug out by Steph Lee. Yarwood has to give him a shallow free ball. Lightfoot on the swing. Jumbos get a free ball. To the outside, Lightfoot. She swings and finds the floor. A huge point there for Maya Lightfoot.
They've called on Yarwood to make the tough swings, and now they're calling on Maya Lightfoot from the other side, and she's stepping up to the occasion. They'll now switch sides halfway through this fifth set. And I've got to say, I've talked about Steph Lee and how great she's been on defense for the Jumbos, but I'd be remiss if I didn't give Roz Cabuena her credit as well. She has been so solid for Babson when the Jumbos put seemingly impossible to dig hits. Cabuena has always been there, and she's the reason that this set in particular is as close as it is.
Now Cora Cunningham back to serve as these two teams change sides. Of course, the Beavers in green and the Jumbos in white. Cora Cunningham's serve is up and over. Received by Babson to the outside. And a huge block there from Maya Lightfoot and Grace Legree. Martina Yankovic-Chin unable to get the better of the two. And now Cora Cunningham back to serve. Once again, Jumbos lead 9-5.
That's what they've been missing all game. Maya Lightfoot, 43 blocks on the season, and finally she's finding her groove at exactly the right moment.
Now Cunningham back once again. Beavers set up their serve receive. It's up and over. Leinenweber, nice receive. And a crafty play there in the middle from Izzy Siebold, but just outside. And a crucial mistake there from Babson.
That was a great call, but really difficult to execute. Izzy Siebold trying to take the game into her hands, play some hero ball. I can't say I disagree with the call, but clearly the execution was off. And quickly, the Jumbos have taken a lead. But this is not the team that you can get comfortable against. Babson coming back from 2-set deficits yesterday against Swarthmore. They definitely have it in them. They were down 20-15 at the set to win yesterday, and they went on a 10-1 run. Tufts cannot let that happen. They need to keep serving.
Absolutely, Henry, and the Babson blocks have been elite. Forget stellar, forget awesome. They have been elite all game long. These Jumbo outside hitters, some of the best in all of Division III, and Babson has really limited that offense. It's going to be incredibly difficult to keep the Jumbo outside hitters off the board, but to get it through the Babson blocks as well. Lauren Gibbs not in this rotation, so a little bit less firepower from the Babson blocks.
And Zoe Gregory has been going to her pin hitters more than ever. But if you want to see Tufts take this game, the player to watch is Grace Legree. She's their most efficient hitter. And if Gregory can find her, they're taking this match away from the Beavers.
Cunningham's serve is over. The Beavers will set it up to Yankovic-Chin. Gregory to Yarwood. And not the greatest hit from Tori Golden. But the Beavers will set it up Yankovic-Chin. Golden once again puts it deep. And a really great hit from Tori Golden. Babson unable to handle it, and the Jumbos lead 11-5.
That's why they brought Tori Golden in. She's so good from her feet. She's not going to get the monster kills at the net, but very solid, keeps the ball in play.
A nice serve from Cora Cunningham, and the Babson serve receive has not been on it in the fifth.
This is another key rotation that we talked about earlier in the game. Cora Cunningham essentially won them the second set by going on a run. Now with Steph Lee out, she needs to be perfect from behind the line.
Babson's going to set up that attack, though. This time to McDonald, and just outside the block of Golden and Legree. Don't count Babson out. They've certainly come back once before, and they play better from behind almost, Henry. They've done it a bunch this season.
Yes, McShane, you love to see her in if you're a Beavers fan. She's had great hitting power, and they need to get points on the board to tie this game up.
Seabold's serve is received well. Golden now from her feet, and a fortuitous bounce off the Babson defense gives the Jumbos an early side out and a much needed one here. They lead 13-6 in the fifth. Again, this fifth set only to 15.
Once again, on the bump sets and on the offsets to the outside, Tori Golden is much better than Christine Audette.
Maddie Yu, her serve's over. Babson's going to set it up to Yankovic-Chin. The blocks. Yankovic-Chin once again. The blocks. Yankovic-Chin a third time. Through the blocks, finds the floor.
Talk about big-time players. Yankovic-Chin, persistent, goes into the block twice, switches it up, doesn't fall into the pressure and go too long, doesn't try to tool the block. She goes right to her spot. She knows she can hit it, but now she's out of the rotation. And
the wise senior Yankovic-Chin will take a rest. Shaw, the serve, received by Lee. Farragher on the swing. Little crafty. Jumbos get a free ball. To the outside for Golden. Given a free ball right back. And the blocks from the Jumbos once again. It's Golden and Legree. To the outside, it's Allen. Golden the pass. Yu. The middle for Grace Legree. Henry, you told me to look there. Babson sending it long. Looked like it could have been out. Golden sets it to the other sideline. Swing from Allen. It's out. And the Jumbos have match point here in Cousins Gym.
What have we talked about all match? Execution, execution, execution on that long rally. Both teams executing perfectly until the final breaking point. It doesn't come on a monster block. It doesn't come on a quick kill. It comes on a hitting error from Babson. And now match point.
Meg Harrison, all in her hands. It's up and over. To the middle. McDonald. Lee keeps it up. Harrison brings it back into play, and Steph Lee is going to give him a free ball. To the outside is McShane. Lee puts it over. Babson's going to set it up. That's Allen. Dug out by Lee to the middle for Legree, but her and Maddie Yu just out of sync a little bit.
They know what to look for. Grace Legree trying to go for the dagger in this game, but Babson, a small breath of life, down 6. They need to be perfect to keep their season alive.
Cabuena serve. Received by Harrison. The swing from Yarwood and finds the floor. Lauren Gibbs on the block. Coach Thompson's going to call a timeout here, settle her girls down just a little bit.
Now that it's match point, unless it goes to extra points, the rotations are going to stay the same. That means Lauren Gibbs is going to be in for Babson for as long as this set goes on until someone hits 15. Lauren Gibbs has been the difference maker. That's who they want in the front court. Smart work by Coach Eric Neely to have this rotation. He has the experience. He knows exactly where he wants his players to be matched up. On the other side, Jumbos, they've got Legree in. This is the matchup to watch. Will Legree's offense be enough to get past Gibbs's? I expect this game to end in the most exciting fashion possible.
Absolutely, Henry. It all comes down to this. These are the moments that you dream of. NCAA Division III tournament, all on the line. Who will go home with it? Of course, the winner of this one faces MIT, the powerhouse, tomorrow. Roz Cabuena trying to keep the season alive for the Beavers.
This is who you want serving.
And in the middle, Janelle Yarwood sends the Beavers home. A beautiful finish from Janelle Yarwood, and this Tufts Jumbos team finally got that serve receive under control. A beautiful set there from Maddie Yu, and the final assist for her, Janelle Yarwood, the leader for the Jumbos in terms of kills and points, ends it here in Cousins.
You cannot ask for a more exciting match. Tufts really had to go deep into their roster to get the personnel to win this match. And it's sad to see, but Babson, who got second place in the NUMAC, unfortunately will not get a rematch against their rivals in MIT. They came into this tournament with high hopes. They demolished Swarthmore, and they had a great set against a team, the Tufts Jumbos, who went all the way to the Elite 8 last year. Very hard fought by these Beavers. They're a really fun team to watch, but the Jumbos took it tonight.
Absolutely, Henry. A really incredibly exciting game for the Jumbos behind their home crowd, faced off against an incredibly gritty and incredibly relentless Babson Beavers team who took this Jumbo team all the way to 5 sets. A game in which none of the a season in which you played this team before, none of those 3 sets were competitive, and you come back, you go into their home gym, and you send it to 5 sets after being down 2 sets to love. Really, just incredible performance from this entire Beaver team. Lauren Gibbs, the star of the show. Roz Cabuena, also incredible for this Beaver team. You can't say enough nice things about them.
Right, we'll take the moment to highlight the seniors and graduate students for this Babson team. Of course, Martina Yankovic-Chin, so solid for this team, all the way from Croatia, has had a great career as a Beaver. And the setter, first team all NUMAC player, Izzy Siebold, a senior for this team. Great work by this squad. It's unfortunate we have to see him go so early in the tournament. You have to think if they were in a different region, they might have an easier path, but unfortunately they've got the Jumbos and MIT within their region, so what are you going to do?
That's right, Henry, and we didn't get to see her in this one, but Laura Zuluaga, also a senior for this Babson team. I'm sure she's put countless hours into this Babson Beavers volleyball program, and again, can't say enough nice things about them. But the Jumbos really just flipped a switch and turned it on in that 5th set, hitting 320. The Beavers unable to connect, only .069 for their hit percentage. 7 out of 15 on the side out. The Jumbos 7-9.
Assistant coach, Catherine Hunter. And the head coach of
If you'll stick with us for a moment, we expect to get Steph Lee for a cool post-game interview. The libero so solid in a team that was struggling all day with the serve receive, had 0 receiving errors, and an incredible game during the rallies, keeping every ball alive. Of course, opposite the other outstanding libero in Roz Cabuena. It was a story of 2 defenses, and at the end of the day, the Jumbos held strong.
Absolutely, and check back with us in just a couple of minutes. We'll be back with Steph Lee.
You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. So hypnotic, magical.
Thanks for sticking with us. I'm joined now by Steph Lee. Steph, an incredible 5-set game. You had 20 digs. It's one of the reasons why you were named to an all-NESCAC team. Can you talk me through what the approach was for you today?
Just making sure to be outside the block and giving my chance the best opportunity to get my hitters and my setters another better opportunity to score. That's it.
And you guys face a little bit of adversity there in the third and fourth set. Babson played incredibly strong. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you guys overcame that in the fifth?
Yeah, we just laid it all down. It's like, this is it. This is the moment. Like, we're going to fight for our season. It's us or them, and we chose us.
Absolutely. And tomorrow you face off against another incredibly formidable opponent in MIT. You've seen them once this season. What's the approach heading into tomorrow?
Same thing as today. Pass well, swing well, cover well, fight for each other, and keep going.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Steph, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So hypnotic, magical.